for a chance to compete tomorrow for the trophy. Wes, this one is, well, one for the history books, no doubt, as there's an early strike off one post and almost another.
How close was that to opening the lead there from Italy really early on? Would have been a really flash goal, of course. You feel as though they might need to get right into Indonesia and just unsettle them early.
Well, that's most certainly going to be a valid tactic. We saw in the previous round how late in the day Indonesia left it against Brazil in their quarter-final. Had everyone watching them and waiting to see who would prevail. In the end, it was last year's champions trying to go back-to-back. One of the most difficult things to do in esports. And they survived, scored the golden goal. And now face Italy here, as that one is a foul by Naples. And, well, an early booking here.
Yeah, early booking, and also an early opportunity for Indonesia to maybe start to look at their set-piece game. We saw it with great effect against Brazil, and they replicate it here against Italy.
Elga to swing it in then, towards the waiting head of Binong boys. Nothing doing this time around, though. A reminder, in this semi-final, it is a two-legged affair. Aggregate score over the two legs will advance. Played short now to Elga, cross in. Headed away, and now Italy can start to steady things here just a little bit. Bring the ball out and relieve some of the pressure following that corner kick.
Yeah, it'll be good for them to just get the ball underneath their own control. We know Italy, historically as a nation, love to have possession of the ball as they move downfield. They'll look to try and keep that away from Indonesia, keep that damage to a minimum.
Good carrying of the ball there by Naples. But Elga, once again, the man who was late to his pod to start our semi-finals. Did some nice defensive work there in Italy. They have to be very careful. It's another Naples foul. That's the captain, Virgil, into the book as well.
Yeah, and the issue with that, though, is that you're giving Indonesia a bit of a target to work with, because you can't have too many of those or you'll end up with some red cards. And 16 minutes in with a defender already booked, that's a really dicey place to have it.
Through ball following the free kick. That's Rizky Fidan, far side. Again, looking for that target man in the middle. Eterito brings it away. Rizky Fidan and Eterito, of course, having words for each other following their quarterfinals, knowing that this would be a rematch of a semi-final in 2019. After 90 minutes, the Italian came out on top. Just a 1-0-0 margin separating the two. Was a long time ago, Wes, wasn't it, back in London?
Yeah, it really was. We're talking 5-6 years ago, but there's been a lot of growth. There's been a lot of eFootball since then. That is certainly now, and it's certainly a different format as well.
6 years ago. Fidan, just 16 years old back then, as Italy try and break through the lines. 25 minutes gone, still goalless between our two semi-finalists. That's a long ball, asking the questions of the Italian defence. Eterito clear, and Eterito forward here as well. Naples on the ball. An update in our second semi-final. Poland against Saudi Arabia, still goalless after about half an hour there as well. As the ball settling here for Indonesia.
Yeah, you can see Indonesia just now trying to put their best foot forward, aerially trying to deliver it in, but again, Van Dijk in the air. It's incredibly difficult to beat as Italy retain possession, now looking to go back down the other end.
He'll be contending with Virgil van Dijk at the back, as you said. That's a nice win, though, by Elga, and he can try and feed the double touch of Rizky Fidan. Eterito stepping up and clearing the ball. And this one is just so tense, so nervy. 10 minutes from half-time.
Yeah, you get the feeling that the freedom just deserts these players when it gets into knockout phase. There isn't a safety net anymore. You have to put your best performance on, but with that tension, it just takes away and almost restricts them a little bit.
Well, I know a lot of Indonesian fans, no doubt, had already booked their flight into Riyadh, anticipating their nation to make a second straight FIFA E-World Cup final tomorrow. It's about 5 o'clock in Jakarta at the moment. They'll be watching this one with nerves, with hope, with all kinds of emotions as their nation chase the elusive back-to-back. Here comes Italy, though. They have really, I don't want to say shrunken away from the spotlight, but we haven't seen too much of them on the broadcast, Wes, but they have just been firing in impressive result after impressive result. Brazil, Chile, Saudi Arabia, many nations on the way here, falling to the wayside at the hands of the Italians.
Yeah, they've been imperious at times, and again, it comes with that experience, it comes with that quality that they have at their disposal. And it's no surprise to see them in a semi-final. It did take them to a golden goal against Mexico, but they still had that confidence to take it away from them right in that third game.
Half-time well and truly on the horizon here. Which way will the last attack of this first half go? Italy in the possession currently, and the ball still in a 50-50 area now. Eterito can bring it forward for what is the last attack of the half. Always gone for goal from quite a way out. That is bread and butter for the goalkeeper, and the referee will blow the whistle. Italy, Indonesia locked at 0.
Sometimes it's a tactic in and of itself to do the most simple thing, as that we just saw with that strike there. You sometimes see eFootball players, especially on console, they try and do trickery. They try and super cancel and dummy and double touch and all of these different things to unseat a defender. Sometimes it's the most basic thing to just turn and have a shot. It can almost give yourself a surprise opportunity.
Half-time then 0-0 across both of our semi-finals. A chance for tactics to change. A chance for the third men in the squad to have their say, their input. Putra, of course, for Indonesia, and former pro himself, S. Venom, behind the Italians. We're on the way here in the second half. Italy in their famous blue shirts. The Indonesians, the reigning champions of this competition, in the red, and starting out with possession here. This is Binong Boys, aka Rizky Finan, in possession of the ball now. Lump forward towards Elga to try and hit it on. But this is so cagey, isn't it? Where it's so cagey. This is game one, of course. We have another game to come afterwards, but mutual respect between the two nations. It's really fitting of the occasion, isn't it, that they're showing each other a lot of respect. I'll come back to that, though, as Naples now has a chance to turn his man into the feet of Eterito. Nice touch, and again off the stanchion behind the goal. Best chance of the game so far, maybe.
Yeah, I took a big deep breath in from our angle. That looked like it was nestling in the back of the net. It was really good ball movement. Again, double touch, then stopping themselves, and then double touch again just to find that angle. But shot goes wide from Italy. But as you said, first real opportunity of this game one in this semi-final here in Riyadh.
And it came just under 10 minutes into the second half. But right on cue, the three-time world champion says, you want a bit of entertainment? Okay, let me remind you what I can do. And I wonder if that will just act as a catalyst, as a spark plug here for the Italians. Will have to serve as a warning for Indonesia as well. Elga on the ball. Just so much respect shown between the two nations. They know what's at stake here, Wes.
Yeah, they absolutely do. And I think it's certainly, you hear a little bit of trash talk in the pre-warm-up or in the build-up to this, but when it gets on the sticks, that goes away, and that healthy respect between these two nations is very much on show as Indonesia look to build up.
Yeah, that's a high press from them. On the hour mark, they're trying to press and push that Italian back line back towards their own goal. Still goalless in our other semi-final between Poland and Saudi Arabia as well. It is as tight as you like here in the SEF Arena in Riyadh. Torito headed on. Oh, that's a misplaced pass, though, by Naples. Can't give too many of those away. And that's a big foul by him as well.
Yeah, disrupt the flow when you've had a lax pass. You sometimes see in real football, lax pass, and then you start charging around the field trying to get it back, but then you suffer a foul and it's a free kick on halfway. Meanwhile, we've got across the other semi. Or at least I believe I thought we had, but apologies. But you can see there the pause between these two.
Yeah, big chance for some tactical changes, but
numero 21 Pirlo, numero
5 wins
11.
on the bounce.
Lasciano il campo per
We'll keep an eye on that one.
Totti.
As the goalkeeper for Italy will just carry this one out. About 25 minutes left in this one, Wes.
Yeah, you can see substitutions are inbound, one of which is noticeably Jan Koller on for Indonesia. So you can see the warning signs. Of course, they've used Cody Gakpo to great effect as well. Certainly a player they look to.
Jan Koller, the difference maker in the end in several of those quarter-final games in the previous round against Brazil. Might just give them a bit of a different dimension as the Italians gallop forward into the feet of Naples now. Into the box, Torito. Naples, good combo play! And it's good! It's a goal! It's Italy in front in their first eFootball FIFA E-World Cup appearance. They lead the reigning champions in the semi-final.
He's been the hero for his nation before. He may just have done it again. It's wonderful from Naples. We'll see it again here. Again, Torito takes that pass in, and again, he's just taking a shot when the shot is available. It wonderfully nestles into that far corner. Italy have their lead. We'll see it again. Beautiful left-footed shot. And talking of Italians, it was with Francesco Totti, of all people.
That'll make the Italians watching smile. A man who called Rome his home for so many years. Putting his virtual nation into the lead. What do Indonesia have in response? That's the question. Nice over the top through ball. Finds the feet of Elga, and here is Jan Koller at the front post. Just not linking up as succinctly as you might like here from Indonesia.
Yeah, now they're up against it. 13 minutes left to go. It is all about goal difference. It's not necessarily about the win. It's more so about how heavily you win or lose in this type of environment, in this type of format. So maybe Indonesia might be happy enough to sit there at 1-0, knowing that they can go all out for it in game 2, or they may try and get it back with the remaining minutes on the clock.
Yeah, less than 10 of them available to our virtual players. And do not be mistaken by those graphics. It is Italy 1, Indonesia 0 here in this semi-final.
Per l'Italia, numero 7, Cristiano Ronaldo.
Back to our featured match.
Lasciano in campo
Italy
per
1,
il numero
Indonesia
15.
0.
Il numero 14.
Changes have been made. Long throw up to Jan Koller. Cleared by Eterito. They'll need lots of this for the rest of this game here, Wes.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the way they've changed their front line as well, is that Alexander Sorloth on, as well as Julian Alvarez. So, again, a little bit more pressure going into that back line. Just to, once this ball gets cleared, they're able to just go and press it quickly.
Oh, Italy thought about coming forward with that attack in the last 5 minutes. As a result, it's allowed possession to just drift back into a 50-50 scenario. They will keep coming here, Italy. They know this is essentially 180 minutes, 2 90-minute games, so why not keep coming forward? 90th minute now. We'll see how much stoppage time added on, a minimum of 2 minutes, and that's a big win back by Binong Boys. Takes a strike, but it's a good save by Naples, and that might just be the end of game number 1.
Corners for Naples with that manual save. It will end.
Finals at the end of it. Only one trophy. Here we go. Semi-finals resumed. Indonesia, Italy. Who will reign supreme at the end of this 90 minutes? It's a nice start here for Binong Boys, crossing it in as Rizky Finan tries to find his teammate in the opening 5 minutes. Unsuccessful this time around.
Yeah, trying to get a flash goal early. They're going to have to come out of the traps pretty quickly, Indonesia, just to, again, just shake the confidence of Italy. You know, real world football, they're synonymous with defensive football and Catenaccio football. This is a different level. They're going to have to, they've got something to defend here.
Nice strength by Naples. Will allow Eterito far side to return the favour. Here's Eterito! Italy again! With no respect for the reigning champions. They go 2-0 up. Italy 2, Indonesia 0. And the back-to-back dream, Wes, is slowly fading.
He loves to be the villain, doesn't he, Eterito? It's a wonderful finish. A great teamwork again from him and Naples. See it again, a beautiful ball inside. Neat drag back, rolls it into Hullet. First time strike. And that's what we're saying about those split-second moments, is you take those opportunities when they are given to you. And boy, have they here.
Unfortunately, Indonesian fans, your eyes do deceive you. It is Italy 2, Indonesia 0, and a big 80-odd minutes of e-football for Indonesia to show that champion spirit. Otherwise, their tournament life will end here. Well done, Eterito. That's a bit of breathing room now for Italy. Rizky Finan on the ball. Nice work inside by Elga. Will find Rizky Finan there. Oh, goes straight for goal, tries to take everyone by surprise, wins a corner.
That's what we're talking about, doing the less obvious thing, because, again, I'm trying to read minds here, but Indonesia have maybe thought, well, Italy might manual goalkeeper and drag their goalkeeper into the middle. Would have been a very easy opportunity to put in at that near post, but instead, just goes to as a corner for Indonesia.
It'll be Rizky Finan stepping up to hit this one into the box, tried to header it back to a teammate, only as far as the Italian keeper. Italy 2, Indonesia 0. The next goal is absolutely vital, isn't it, Wes?
It absolutely is, because this mountain for Indonesia to climb got even harder with that goal from Eterito. Just means that they've got to go and score at least 2 here to begin with a shout. And I'll be honest, Italy's defence looks absolutely rigid.
Well, their attack's not looking too bad either. Acrobatics required by Rizky Finan to clear that one. But they're not giving this up just yet, Indonesia. They will press and they will push right to the very end. Here's Elga. Just need that bit of spark here, don't they, Indonesia? They're growing in the final third of the pitch. Nice turn, nice shot! Good save, Eterito that time.
Yeah, it's an important save there because, again, you're having to react and then you're having to deselect the goalkeeper once he's in the right place to be able to make that save. Italy have managed to retain possession downfield. 25 minutes gone here.
Oh, we'll keep an eye on that one.
The goal scored for Indonesia after 32 minutes is number 26, Dieri. Dieri. Dieri.
There will be 1 minute added time.
Keeper's trying to read it. Wonderful.
The scales tipping one way in semi-final number 2. I mentioned earlier there'd been a goal in this game. It's now Italy 2, Indonesia 1. How many times would have risky Faidan come up against Eterito and his broken silence team throughout the years of PES League, throughout the years of competitive eFootball? He trails him and his Italian side here. But he's on the ball at the moment, just trying to fend off his counterpart on the other side. Carries the ball well as well. That's a, well, fair challenge, says the referee, as the blue shirts of Italy start to pour forward.
Yeah, bravery in that slide challenge, because again, you have to be incredibly committed and know exactly where your opponent's going. Italy now have a chance to break it.
Real chance for another tag. Oh, heroic block there. Not sure how much Wisni Faidan knew about that one. Good chance maybe for Italy to put this tie to bed here.
Yeah, if that movement from Binon Boys wasn't pinpoint to get him in the way, that could have been a beautifully nestled goal into the back of the net, but instead goes for a corner to Italy.
It'll be Eterito to swing this one in. Look out for those blue shirts, rising highest to win the header. Naples near side. 2 men for company here. Couldn't hold it up long enough as we've crossed the hour mark here. Still, Italy 2, Indonesia 1. Headed on around the corner. Ooh, that was a much-needed clearance by Binon Boys. And there has been a goal in the other semi-final as well. Polish fans.
Substitution for Indonesia, number 26, Vieri.
On the brink of
Number 23,
what would be one of their best
Cristiano
performances
Ronaldo.
at a tournament
Number 5, Pele.
in quite some time.
Yeah, it really would. It would cap an incredible tournament that they had. It stemmed from that day 2 run, and that form has just carried on through. They're in a real purple patch at the moment, and again, if I'm either one of these 2 teams, you probably don't want to hear the noise and the news that Poland are 2-0 up in the other semi-final.
Well, if they get there, they'll be a difficult nation to face. Indonesia would love to get there. They've got 15 or so in-game minutes to get another goal against the Italians. Elga. First time of asking, can't quite lift it towards Jan Koller. Italy surviving as things stand, winning on aggregate. Nice through header there by Eterito. About 10 minutes remain in this one, 20 remain in our other semi-final. Naples forward to Eserito. The Italians, they're looking for the dagger. This is Naples into the box. Can he be beat? The goalkeeper cannot be beat. 10 minutes to go.
Yeah, just trying the exact same trick that Indonesia pulled, but Indonesia giving them something to think about, and there's a rash challenge there with a poor giveaway.
That's incredibly rash. Naples caught dwelling on the ball there, and you can see the Indonesians just with some wry smiles.
Number 6.
The pressure comes in, he's trying to retain that ball. It was only a booking in the end as we cut back to our feature game.
That's harsh. Harsh on Indonesia, that is, as Rizky Faidan tried following the ball all the way through. It'll only be a goal kick, though, for their efforts. And that Naples challenge, Wes, it's starting to look now like it's worth his weight in gold.
Probably the greatest yellow card in eFootball history at this point in time, if it proves to be a almost game-winning challenge.
It's a foul by Indonesia. It was always going to be a battle of the titans here in this semi-final. But if there's something that Indonesia know how to do, it's score late goals. 5 minutes, there or thereabouts, left in this game. Eserito over towards the corner here. To the feet of Naples now, all the way back. Just draining some of that clock in the top left down. That'll be an Italian throw. They are deep in their own half, though. It's difficult sometimes, Wes, isn't it, to get these routines right and not surrender possession over to the other nation.
Yeah, the issue becomes is that if you're not used to playing in that type of style of trying to kill a game off, you play too defensively, you really can put yourself up against it if pressure comes your way.
Well, here we go. Speaking of pressure, this will be a late siege by Indonesia. They need to get something here. They've won themselves a corner in the 90th minute. They trail 2-1 on aggregate. Late goals are what they know. Corner goals are what they know. This could be the best chance they have. If Elga can put this one in dangerously. Headed down towards his teammate. Oh, who's there? It's cleared. It's Naples clearing it. It's hoofed up the pitch by Eserito.
What a half chance that was, as the goalkeeper parries it out and then clears it upfield. It's out for a throw. Indonesia know that was their opportunity, that was their chance, it was their bread and butter set piece of heading it back into danger. But they weren't able to find the vital touch past the goalkeeper, and Italy were able to clear.
They need to win the ball back imminently here. Indonesia, with their never say die attitude. Italy throw-in successful. And there might just be enough time following this goal kick for an attack, but they have to win the next phase, Wes. They need to. We're in the third of three added on. Headed on for Indonesia. Here we go then. Oh, can't get it through. And for their first FIFA E World Cup appearance, Italy are going to the final. Eterito, Naples and Venom. We'll see you tomorrow. Our reigning champions gave it all till the very end. But there will be a new FIFA E World Cup champion in 2025. The back-to-back dream now dead.
Yeah, commiserations to Indonesia, our reigning champions, but as you can see from the beaming smiles on your screen, it is an all-European final tomorrow in console. It will be Italy versus Poland.
Wow.
What a game that is lined up to be, Harry.
What a game indeed.